All right, welcome back everyone to week 3. We are picking up with our ICD-10-CM General Coding Guidelines overview, part 4 for 2026 with impending and threatened conditions. Impending or threatened condition. Code any condition described at the time of discharge as impending or threatened as follows. If the condition actually occurred, code it as a confirmed diagnosis. Now remember, we're looking at the time of discharge, okay? And they've documented this as impending or threatened. We have to follow the below bullets. If the condition actually occurred, code it as confirmed. If it did not occur, refer to the alphabetic index to determine if the condition has a sub-entry for impending or threatened, and also reference the main term entries for impending or threatened. So let's look at an example of that. Okay, so we actually have codes here for impending or threatened conditions down below. We'll look at in a minute. But so we could code this because we actually have the conditions impending myocardial infarction or impending delirium tremens. Okay, so let's go down to threatened. If we look in our index under threatened, we have all of these conditions here. Okay, so, or if we want to look up unemployment threatened, we find it here. So problem with or related to unemployment, we have threatened. It's actually coded because we have the terms in the index to lead us to that. Now, if the sub-entries are listed, assign the given code. That's what we just did. We just said impending coronary syndrome would be I-20.0. Okay, so we have sub-entries. Now, if the subterms are not listed, code the existing underlying condition and not the condition described as impending or threatened. Reporting the same diagnosis code more than once. So each unique ICD-10-CM code may be reported only once for an encounter. This applies to bilateral conditions when there are no distinct codes identifying laterality. So, or two different conditions classified to the same ICD-10-CM diagnosis code. So if you go to the alphabetic index and we see that we only have a bilateral code for a left and right, and we don't have specific codes for left and right, we wouldn't report that code twice. We just would report it once. And then the same holds true if we go to the alphabetic index and we have two different conditions and they go to the exact same ICD-10-CM diagnosis code. We wouldn't report it twice. We would only report it one time. So basically what this is saying, we only report each ICD-10 code one time for an encounter. Laterality. Number 13. Some ICD-10-CM codes indicate laterality, specifying whether the condition occurs on the left, right, or is bilateral. If no bilateral code is provided and the condition is bilateral, we need separate codes. So we would assign a separate code for both the left and the right side. If the side is not identified in the medical record, assign the code for the unspecified side. When a patient has a bilateral condition and each side is treated during separate encounters, assign the bilateral code as the condition still exists on both sides, including for the encounter to treat the first side. For the second encounter, for the treatment after one side has previously been treated and the condition no longer exists on that side, assign the appropriate unilateral code for the side where the condition still exists. For example, cataract surgery performed on each eye in separate encounters. So if the patient comes in for their first cataract surgery and they have cataracts on both sides and they're only doing one side, we would be able to code both diagnoses because for each side of the cataract in the eye, because they still have that, right? So that makes sense. They still have cataracts, both eyes, one side is being treated first. Now, the second time the patient comes back for the other side for the surgery, let's just say first they do left eye, second they do the right eye. The left eye is done on the first surgery. Now it's all clear. We no longer have a cataract. We have cataract surgery. So when they come in for the second surgery on the right, we're just doing the unilateral code for the right because we've already fixed the cataract. So this is it's really kind of common sense. You have to really kind of think through it. But does the condition still exist at the time of the encounter? So the bilateral code would not be assigned for the subsequent encounter as the patient no longer has the condition in the previously treated site. If the treatment on the first side did not completely resolve the condition, the bilateral code would be appropriate. So let's look at an example of arteriosclerosis in the index. We can see here if we have critical limb ischemia in the leg, bilateral, left or right. So if we have it bilaterally, we're going to use the bilateral code. If we have it on the left, we're going to use the left code. If we have it on the right, we're going to use it on the right. We go on to learn when laterality is not documented by the patient's provider, code assignment for the affected side may be based on medical record documentation from other clinicians. So laterality, again, this is a newer guideline, but when laterality, the patient's provider doesn't say, but it's clear by another approved clinician who's able to document legally in the medical record, we can pull laterality from other clinicians that aren't the patient's provider. However, if there's conflicting documentation between the patient's providers, then we should query for sure. Laterality can be extremely important in the medical record and the coding. Codes for unspecified should only be used rarely, such as when the documentation in the record is insufficient to determine the affected side and it's not possible to obtain clarification. So ICD-10 built in laterality to a lot of codes, and they really want those more specific codes to be coded if it's at all possible. If it's not, and we can't get the clarification needed, then we have to use the unspecified code.